Welcome back to Inside Texoma. I'm Melissa Kakarika, joined by the coordinator of Fantasy of Lights, Joey Greenwood, and Tanner Parsons, marketing assistant for Fantasy of Lights. And we've been talking a lot about the history and the displays and the tradition of Fantasy of Lights. But of course, it isn't all just Christmas displays and lights. We're talking about a 5K for the runners out there, right?
Right, absolutely. Several years ago, we had the 5K run associated with the Fantasy of Lights, so we thought we would bring that back. It's going to be on December 20th. We'll have an 8:30 registration, and at 9 o'clock the run starts. One of the great things about this is we're going to have a rest stop over at the former home of Mr. and Mrs. Burns on Clarinda, just so people can kind of see, for those who haven't seen, where the displays originally started. And then we'll finish back up there at the displays at the Fantasy of Lights location on campus. So we hope it's just a real fun event for the community. I know we'll have a lot of students from MSU, faculty, staff, as well as community members participate in the 5K as well.
So it's open to anybody?
It is, yes ma'am.
And how can you sign up?
You can sign up on our website. It's the MSU Burns Fantasy of Lights website. We have the registration form there. The registration fee is $25, and all of those proceeds will go back into the refurbishments and upkeep for the Fantasy of Lights displays.
And I know you've been talking a lot about the website, so can people go to the website to do different things for this 5K as well?
Okay, yes, you can go to the website to sign up for the 5K. Also, if you want to follow MSU Burns Fantasy of Lights on Facebook, you can do that. We'll be posting, a few times a week, the link to sign up for the 5K, so you can follow us there as well.
And now if you do sign up in time, there's a possibility you could get a t-shirt, right?
The first 100 to sign up for the 5K will receive a free t-shirt, yes ma'am.
And that's going to be a special design, I'm guessing, as well, to commemorate your experience?
It is, it is. We have the t-shirts, we have the final design. It is on our website. We don't have the t-shirt up on the website, but we have the race bibs that have the design on that.
And now if somebody isn't a runner, let's say, but they still want to help out and they still want to take part, they can volunteer as well, right?
Absolutely. We're going to need volunteers on the road, more directional volunteers, kind of telling people where to go. We'll need volunteers at the rest stop. We'll need volunteers to hand out t-shirts and those types of things. And we do want to also let everyone know you don't have to be a runner to participate as well. I know we'll have walkers, we'll have joggers, we'll have runners, we'll have competitors out there. I'm sure we'll have strollers, dogs, cats, whoever wants to come out and participate. Those people are also welcome.
And so if somebody wants to sign up to be a volunteer, is that kind of the same process as registering for the 5K itself?
Right. We don't have a registration link on our website to volunteer, so I would just encourage people to email me. My email address is joey.greenwood@mwsu.edu, or they could call me at 940-397-4206.
And now, is there any deadline to sign up to either run or to volunteer?
We do not. I would like to have the volunteers by December 10th. That's 10 days prior to the run. That way we can have a meeting and get them coached up on what all we need from them. But we'll be doing registration all the way up until the morning of the race.
So you can register on the morning of the race?
Yes, yes.
Now, Joey, I know you mentioned this hadn't happened for a few years. Let's talk a little bit about why it's coming back.
Right. Well, we're just looking at different ways to get the community more involved with the Fantasy of Lights. Tanner mentioned the work day earlier, and we get a lot of community members out for that. But we're just trying to target some different populations. I know we have the Young Runners Club, we have the Wichita Falls Runners Club, and we have all age groups that participate in that. And also with the proceeds, as I said, we're looking to raise a little bit of money so that we can refurbish some more of these displays. But more so than really the donations is just get people to be more a part of the Fantasy of Lights tradition.
Now, have you heard from a lot of people asking you to bring back the 5K?
We have. There's been Sandy Munson with the Wichita Falls Runners Club. I've talked to her, and unfortunately there are a lot of 5Ks, or maybe fortunately there are a lot of 5Ks in December, and we're moving ours to December 20th, which is a little closer to Christmas Day, and I understand that, but maybe everybody will be done with their shopping and they can come out and blow off a little steam and get some exercise in at the 5K.
Wichita Falls is a very runner-friendly city, which is awesome. So this is just another way, like Joey said, to get the community involved and to give them another memorable event other than just the displays at the Fantasy of Lights.
Absolutely. 5Ks are really popular. We do want to say again, anybody can take part. You don't have to run, right?
Right, absolutely.
And let's do one more time how you can register and do all that.
Okay, people can go to the MSU Burns Fantasy of Lights website, and that's MSU burnsfantasyoflights.com, or they can contact my office at 940-397-4206.
And it's going to be December 20th, right?
Yes.
What time the kickoff?
Yes, 8:30 registration, and then 9 o'clock is the kickoff for the run.
All right, we certainly hope everybody registers and takes part because, as you said, it really is about getting more involved, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to talk a whole lot more about Fantasy of Lights and how you can take part and help right after this break on Inside Texoma. Good morning and welcome back to Inside Texoma. We've been taking an inside look at Fantasy of Lights, a holiday tradition here in Texoma. Once again, I'm joined by Joey Greenwood and Tanner Parsons, who are helping to head up this year's event. You may not realize, though, that Fantasy of Lights runs on donations, totally, right?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, 100% of the displays and the electricity and all of that stuff is paid for through donations.
And you always are looking for donations, correct?
Absolutely. And there's several different ways that people can donate. We have people that adopt the displays. We have 36 adopters this year, which has been fantastic because all displays have been adopted. People that are driving through, we usually have a boot collector at the end. People can throw in some change there. And then we have display drop boxes, donation boxes around. If you're walking, you can also drop some donation funds in there as well.
And it's really whatever you want to give, right?
It really is. Every little bit helps. Obviously, it all adds up, and it definitely helps us out when it comes times to renovate or refurbish some of the displays.
I was going to say, the money all goes back to mostly the displays, right?
Absolutely. I remember being a kid and always wanting to like throw a penny in a well, like, and make a wish. So even if your kid has a penny and wants to stick it in the donation box, anything that anybody can give will definitely help, and everything will go to help renovations with paint and electricity and stuff like that for the displays.
And you mentioned that all of the displays are adopted. How does that work as you're building up to Fantasy of Lights each year?
Right. We send out letters to community members, businesses and organizations, and this year we had all of the same adopters that we had last year, which was fantastic for us. And I would ask that the community, when they're out there looking at the displays, we have a sign by each display that says which company or organization or individual has donated enough money to adopt that particular display. And with that money, we're really able to keep those displays looking nice and clean and painted and working correctly and all of those things.
So we definitely want to send a big thank you to all of them, right? Because they help keep you going.
Absolutely. Without them, we could not do the things that we're able to do.
Now, where do you see Fantasy of Lights going in the future? What do you hope in the coming years happens as this continues to grow?
Right. We definitely want to add more displays. I think that's the biggest question I've received this year is, what are the new displays? What are you guys having new this year? And unfortunately, those displays are so expensive, anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 to build those displays. And we do have more room on the lawn. We've talked to the electricians about actually expanding that to make sure we have enough electrical requirements that are available. And we do hope that once we continue to renovate the existing displays, that's the most important thing to me, is making sure that we take care of the displays that we have. And once we continue to get those back up to where they need to be, then we can start focusing on saving a little bit of money each year and hopefully building new displays in the future.
Now, when it does come time to build a new display, how does that idea develop? I mean, where does the idea come from for a certain display? Is it from the community? Is it from you guys sitting in an office going, what would people like?
Right. Well, we, one of the big things that have been talking about this year is Frozen, the movie Frozen. That's been a big hot topic. And Don Henschel is a retired professor at MSU who's built a lot of those displays out there. So really the board gets together, the Fantasy of Lights board gets together. We listen to the community. We see what's popular and what the kids really want to see. And then we go after those displays. And that's kind of where A Toys Christmas came in last year with Mr. Ernst. Obviously, that's a very popular cartoon and movie, and kids love those types of things. So we try to do those things based on what we are hearing from the community.
Are you hearing anything in particular from the community other than frozen? Just frozen everything?
Well, it seems like everything is frozen right now, you know, but I know there's a lot of Legoland. That's been a big thing, something to do with Legos, a train, having some sort of more trains out there. Anything related to a Christmas themed, we hear a lot of those different things. We really need the donations available to do that.
Something that's so great about the Fantasy of Lights is that there are so many great individual displays, but like Joey and I were talking about earlier, the Fantasy of Lights as a whole is a display within itself, and that's what's so special about it. So any display that we add, we just want it to, you know, fit right in and just add to the greatness of the Fantasy of Lights as a whole.
Exactly, and as you said, a great reason to donate so that you can keep growing.
Right.
If you missed earlier, we want to let you know exactly when you can head out to Fantasy of Lights now. We're going until December 28th, right?
We are, yes. And again, Sunday through Thursday, we're open from dark until 10 p.m. And then on Friday and Saturday, we're open an hour later. So we close at 11 p.m.
Okay, and it is free. Anything else you guys want to add to the community as they're sitting there thinking about heading out the door to Fantasy of Lights? Anything else you want them to know?
I mean, we talked about donations, and one of the new and fun, exciting ways to make a donation this year is to do the 5K and to be involved with the 5Ks. So.
Right. Yeah, and I would just, to piggyback off that, it's just, this year has been fantastic, just seeing the amount of community members that come out. You see the kids in the back seat, you know, in the car seat, and you see the smiles on their face. So I would just encourage the community. Tanner mentioned it earlier. Coming to the Fantasy of Lights and driving through or walking through one time is great, but do it 2 or 3 times because you're going to see something a little bit different each time you come out.
And I imagine for you guys, it's just been great to be a part of it.
Absolutely. It's been a blessing.
Yes, definitely.
Well, we thank you guys for coming on and sharing your experiences with us and getting the word out. Everybody knows about Fantasy of Lights, and it is a tradition, as Tanner said, when you're a little child. But it's always cool to find out more about everything that goes into it.
Sure.
So thank you guys for taking some time out of your schedule.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning into Inside Texoma on this Sunday morning. We hope you make it out to Fantasy of Lights this year. Get into the holiday spirit. Make sure you tune in next Sunday for our next episode of Inside Texoma.